Okay, great. Let's get into it. So, one thing I will say as we get started is this: remember, I always say this word that Forex or trading itself is an individual thing. It will reveal you to yourself, to who you truly are. It exposes you to your weakness, nothing more. Then, what you have to do is you have to start working on correcting your weaknesses, your mistake. It's a mental game more than a physical game. You're taxing your brain and you're telling yourself not to do what your ordinary self will want to do. Just seeing a chart, you want to press button. Your ordinary self will go back to the market and all you think is not seeing the movement or not even seeing charts. What you're seeing is money. Therefore, you're being forced to think about the money more than the process. That is why today, by God's grace, I'll be pointing us to the right thing we are meant to be seeing before placing our trade. Listen, if you don't really have evidence of what you are going to do when you are looking at the chart and you go in, you're gambling. In order not to gamble, where are your evidence? You have to get a clean and clear fact while you are taking your trade. That if anyone come to ask you, why did you place this trade? You're able to say, this is the reason, not because I felt the market is going to move. I felt the market is leaving me behind. No, those are not the way you go about it. The way you go about it is clearing your mind of the thinking that you need to make money. Rather think like a brain surgeon. You have no permission to go wrong. You go wrong, your license will be taken off you. So, what are you thinking as a brain surgeon? You're not thinking of just performing your procedure. No, you're thinking about performing your procedure flawlessly. Because any mistake, your license will be revoked. So, as a trader, you should think that way. Coming into the market, approaching the market with a view that if I blunder, I'm not only going to be losing money, but I'm damaging myself. So, what do you have to do in order not to go wrong? Excuse me. You have to start operating like a surgeon, whereby you are not thinking about the money, you are thinking about flawless execution of your strategy. What and what are you meant to look at before placing your trade? Not just going into the market and clicking buttons. No, the whole world can do that, but not you. As long as you've started operating with me and you have started listening to me and you start doing anything wrong rather than what I'm showing and pushing to you through the group, money, mindset over money. I told you something. I want to say it again. The mindset first before you start thinking about the strategy. Guess what? Once your mind is in place, the strategy will follow suit. And once the strategy follows you, you are already skilled. And once you're skilled, there will be no excuses for the money not to come in. The money will follow the skill. So, what you have to do is never to think about the money, but think about the skill. It's a very difficult concept. When I started trading, I started making real money through trading. The first thing that got to me was this: if you come into trading with the way every other person thinks, you are definitely going to fail. You have to come with a reverse mentality. While others are thinking of getting rich quick, what you're thinking is this: I want to master the strategy. I don't want to think about money. You are mastering the skill. And once the skill is forged, money follows. So I will tell you this: we have started the process already yesterday. Now we're coming today to build on what we had yesterday. But I will tell you this again: if you don't have this process coming into the day of trading, which I'm going to be showing you today, linking to yesterday, the thing is this: question yourself again. That means you are making a blunder based on emotion. So, how to conquer that emotion and start operating as a disciplined trader is by having your trail before placing any trade. Listen and listen good. Before every best trade setup, I will say this, then we'll start the technical. I want to say these two things. The market, sorry, the psychological part of trading. That's why I love Stacy a lot. He talks about it a lot. All of his videos, you see him talking about it, even in Playbook. He will talk about the mindset that traders are usually the variable. So, what I will tell you, these two things will save you a whole lot. One, most of the time, the market is only making noise. 90% of the market move is noise. Write that down and always look at it. It's going to save you. It saved me years and it's still saving me till today, because it helps me understand that all I'm seeing every blessed day is just noise. It's 10% of the time, or maybe 5%, that the market will go in the way it should go. That is why we have 90% of forex people that comes into trading fails within 90 days. Most will still fail because they don't have this you just heard now. The market will always be in 90% of its time consolidating, not giving us any reason to go in. So, what is your duty? Waiting is your duty. Your only ally in this field is patience. That is one. Remember, I just talked about the market, 90%. And what does that tell you? That means 90% of what you're meant to be doing is meant to be taxing your brain and forcing yourself to wait. So 90% market is in consolidation. It's not going anywhere, or it's not giving you the setup. Then 90% you have to start thinking about patience. How do you hold back? That is your only true friend. But today, what we'll be doing by God's grace, we'll be showing you how to find those trades that when you take even two of this setup that we're going to be showing you today by God's grace, you start finding them every week. You find out that trading will become a thing of pleasure because you can now wait. Great then. Let's put a pause to the cycle talk. Let's go straight to work. So, briefly, we looked at the monthly chart. I've made some points on the monthly chart to really help us understand. But remember, nothing is new under the sun. The market will only do three things. Don't ever forget those three things. Market will break out and fail. It will break out and continue, or just stays within a trading range. So look at it again. Let me stress it first before we go straight into it. That means invariably, which helped me. I want to show you. When I started here, market does only three things: breakout, pull back, continue, breakout, fail, or stays within a trading range. I find out that most of the time that the market is moving is when there is a breakout. That is one point. Please, you can write that down. So when it breaks out, it's either failing back or is going to continue in the direction of that breakout. This will help you a whole lot. And when it's in a range bound, I wait. You see it. Whenever it's in a range bound, you wait. Great. Let's look at the 4-hour bars to see how we can connect the information right. So now let's start from any day is the same thing. I'll just show you the 4-hour bars, then we'll go to 1 hour, then I will show you the template. Then, before I show you the template, I'll just show you some certain things we need to really take note on 1 hour chart so that it can really guide us and even for us to making some great decision. Now let's get straight to technical. Remember, the technical is just only 10%, so don't kill yourself mastering technical and then forgetting your brain. Remember, never forget this word. It is more valuable to have the power to make wealth than for you just to know how to, sorry, than for you to just have wealth. How do I mean? Once you just have money, it's not valuable. But once you have the skills to make money, they take everything that you own today, you can get them back because they have not taken your brain. So please work with your brain. Whenever you are trading, always ask yourself, am I thinking? Before you take any trade, always ask yourself, am I thinking or am I only reacting based on how I feel? Most people take trade based on feelings. It never works. Don't do that. Sorry, my system is logged out. I'm logging in again so that we'll get started with the technical. We are done with the psycho talk. But please, I want psychological talks rather. I always call it psycho talk. So I'll tell you this. The aim is this. Always look at yourself in the mirror, and anytime you make blunder or you make great success, pat that person on the shoulder, or if you want to beat anyone, beat that person you see on the in the screen. So now today we're going to be working us out of feelings. That is what kills traders. It killed me many years back, and it will keep on killing you because if you keep thinking, sorry, keep using feeling to approach the market, there's no way you'll be able to succeed. Please, can you guys see my screen so that we can get to work? Can you guys see my screen? Oh, I'm offline again. Why? Why is this of logging me out and bringing me back in?
Well, we can't see you.
I'm coming back in. I don't know. It's just acting up. Max promised that he's going to give me a new system. He's not yet done that. So I'm waiting for Max.
Max,
Yes, I'm waiting for you. Give me my new system.
okay, now feel right.
You're back.
Okay, great. So let's get to work. Now see
All right.
this. This is for our chart. Obviously, I'm not looking at it like Monday or the trend or whatever. I just want you guys to take note of what I'm looking at now. Forget about the trend. Forget about everything you've learned in the past. Why I did like deleted those videos, not that they are not powerful, but I find out that the information is overload. So most people don't really know where they are going. And I find out that the success I'm looking at for you guys, most people are not really attaining it. Rather, you are getting information and you are not using it to make informed decision to make a living. So now today, yesterday, look at the daily chart. Go and watch that video again. So today we're going to be doing the same thing. So let's go. Though today will be a little bit um lengthy. So just bear with me. So see what happened. This first bar broke out. Look at this. When price breaks out, the 4 hour bar gave me a high. Rather, that is a high and a low. And that is the bar that I'm looking out for. Is price going to get to this level and give me a trade? Then I'll be targeting the low. Or will it just get to the level and break out? What happened? Price traded all through inside this very big bar. So therefore, all this you are trying to trade is a trap if you don't know what you are doing. But let's take it slowly. How will you make decision? Note, I'm breaking things down so that we will not chase market anymore. I want us to trade templates. But if you're looking at the bars, bar by bar, 4 hour, now we are trading. This is an inside bar of this very bar. It didn't trigger the high nor the low. It traded and closed as an inside bar. The next bar again did not trigger the high. Look at the high here. Wasn't triggered. The low wasn't triggered. That is what I see here. So what happened now? The next bar triggered the low. Just make trading simple, please. Don't be hurting yourself. When it triggered the low, what happened? It went straight to the high. Set up. On a lower time frame, you find out that this, which I will be showing us, relax. This could have given us higher high for the dump and the pump. What we have here, dump into the gap time, higher high, dump, and pump. We'll see that not to worry. But the in I'm looking at is the 4 hour box. This is a box, and then it gave us pattern within a pattern. That is box in a box. So you take this trade and it went to the high, close your trade and price close coming down. Relax and look at it again. This is still our range. We traded inside. The high and the low have not been mitigated. What happened? The next bar broke not only previous day's high. Relax, please. I'm not saying these are trades. I'm just trying to help us build the understanding. Places where we could take good trade setup, not to worry how to get a big trade. Today we're going to be looking at it. We'll find it. You see for yourself. But please, let's master the 4 hour bars very well as we master also the daily chart. So what
Can
happened?
I
Look
ask a
at.
question real quick?
Go ahead. You're free.
So if you're trading inside the original bar, you assume that you're going to be making a range bound trade from that point. So you're only looking for the other side of them 4 hour bars. Is that correct?
Yeah, you're correct. Look at what happened. Literally, was this very bad? This very bad. Look at it. The high and the low of this very bad. This black bar. The low was triggered. Where do you think the money will be? The money will be high. Where is the money? Always ask. Every time at the swing low or swing high. So when it took the money low, it went back high. Not to worry. What I'll be sharing to us with us today, it's going to clear the noise. But one thing I want to do first is make you guys understand the concept of the box. Then when we go into templates, you get deep understanding and you know how to avoid some bad setup. We're going to do that today. So get prepared. Is that okay?
Yes, thank you.
Graded. So just take this information bit by bit. We are building the process. Now see what happened. Look at this very bar. It broke out and it closed in breakout. Look at this bar. It is not a failed bar. Very powerful. What does it tell us? That buyers are heavily driving this move. This is how you can tell momentum is in the market. Did you get it? Buyers came in heavily. And see what happened? It broke out again. This is the highest point that price traded. It broke out. See what happened? I want to show you this. It broke out. When price is in breakout, there are things you have to start thinking. Will it fail or will it continue? Guess what? It broke out, pulled back to the level, and what? Continue. Yet again, we got another breakout. The next 4-hour bar opened is coming down. So this coming down is giving us a clue who is being trapped. It opened and it started going low, trapping sellers, forcing them to take position. And then the market went back high. What did this do? Just this bar, let me tell you what it did. It broke out, pull back, and continue. Breakout, dump, and pump. That is our setup, what we're really looking for. But relax, like I said, once we start looking at the template, that is when you can see how this can be used and take advantage of the trades. So let's go on. If you see in this, why is my voice breaking and coming back? So what we have now is we have day one breakout, day two breakout. Not to worry, we'll look at the template in proper. No, not to worry. I want to go to a lower time frame where I used to look for the template so that I'll be able to see clearly. Why's my voice breaking? The network is bad.
You sound normal.
Sorry, the network is really bad. I don't know what is happening.
We can hear you.
Yeah, it sounds good. Here.
Okay. Sorry, can you guys hear me? The network is really bad. I don't know if you guys could hear me.
Yeah,
Yes.
we hear you good.
Can you guys hear me or not? Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. My screen is back on again. Sorry, it went off. I don't know what's happening. What we're doing today is we're establishing the fact that market will only do three things. Traders do otherwise. So what do? You need to where's the acting now? Okay, I'm back. So sorry about that. Sorry. This was where we stopped. Today isn't my system or anything happening, is network. So please bear with me. We'll get information right. So you see, what I'm trying to establish now is this. Now, if you come to this, you see that market broke out of this is a breakout bar, breakout, came back, then for the continuation. Are you getting it? So let's go on. So see what happened again. Now it broke out first day, broke out second day. What is happening? My network is crazy. I don't like what is happening. I don't know what is happening. Oh Lord. Why today? What is happening? Can you guys see my screen moving?
See your screen, but it's not
I
moving.
think it's frozen. Yeah.
It's network, right? The network is not friendly, honestly. It's going off and coming back. I don't know why it's happening. I don't know. Can you guys see my screen?
No.
I'm sharing my screen already. Oh, network again here. Not today, no. Are you using my network? What's happening? Oh Lord, not. I'm back on, but I can't see. Well, we are family, so we're gonna bear with me. Today we're gonna do this because I know I won't be around on Tuesday. Otherwise, let's just see what is happening. You guys are gonna bear with me. The network is not really helping. Okay, let's just bear, please. As long as we get information, that is more important. I don't want the video to be too long, but this network glitch will start making it too long. But not to worry. Let's go. Can you guys see my screen now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So we get Monday was day one breakout, Tuesday day two breakout. We are not talking about the template now. Then see what happened. Price again broke out, and then it coiled. What do you see? Let me show you this. It broke out and broke out again, and then just like the way I explained that bar, this is a bar that broke out. That is the low of the bar that broke out. And this happened to be the high. Oh Lord. Oh Lord. Dude, my network is killing me. This is the low of the bar that broke out, and this is the high. You can see what happened. Price is trading inside. This is an inside bar. This is the way you would have avoided this very trade. Why? Because it's an inside bar. And we have our view, we have 2 days of breakout trader, and we have day three broke out of this level, which happens to be day three long. Relax, we're going to check that. Let's just look at this. So you see, that is the box at which price is trading inside. This bar traded inside, but look at the next bar after the inside bar. It triggered the next 4-hour high to give us a trade. That is, if you're interested in taking that trade. But what I want to show you now from the 4-hour box, this is the box we are trading inside. And then price came, mitigated the low, and closed back inside. This gave us lower low. Lower low for the what? Pump back up. Not to worry. Once you start talking about the template, see, pump back up, coil, and then dump back to this level. Now, the reason why, let me go back to what I'm doing. When we come to templates, we really understand that. Then we now see that we have 3 days of breakout trader. Now look at this very bar. This very bar is the first trading bar of the day. And what do we have here? Let me show you this. This is the high of the bar. That is the 4-hour bar. And this happens to be the low. Now see what happened. The lows were being mitigated at this point. But after the inside bar, what happened? The highs got mitigated. So what is it telling us? That buyers are more into this market than sellers. So all we have now is dump, took out the high, giving us higher high, dump, and then pump the 4-hour box. If you want to measure, your full range extension is from this low. Let me show you how you do it. From here to here. That gives us 2 full range extension or thereabout. So what am I trying to say in essence is this. Understand the 4-hour box. Are we in breakout? Are we trading inside the box like this? Are we in breakout? Once we are in breakout, we came back to use the high of this bar as support for the continuation of the trend going high. Now we have the first bar, 4-hour bar, as a breakout bar. The next bar again broke out and started coming low. Relax, we are mastering the bar, buy force. Then after that, we go to template where you get deep understanding. So you see, broke out and came back. This is breakout. Then this is the bar showing us bullish strength. We have gotten day 1 long, day 2 long, day 3 long. Gold, wait for a broken down market. What do you have here? Breakout, pull back, and then continue. We see that when we start looking at the template. Now, this is the first 4-hour bar. What happened? We are trading inside, but now the eye is mitigated. You want to start selling. You are trapped because you have forgotten that the momentum is what? Bullish. At no time have the low been mitigated. Rather, we are still trading at all-time high, building the momentum. And it's giving you 1 push high, 2 pushes high, giving you an opportunity. Let me show you this. Make this very clear to you guys to see. We are thinking about buying low setup. And if you look at this very bar, after higher high was established, look at this last bar, for example, this very one that gave us the first higher high. What happened? Price came back to that level, mitigated it. Sellers are coming in, thinking price is going down. This ends the concept of buying low. This is low of the 4-hour bar that traded in London section. We came to New York section. It gave us a dump again. I will show something today. We're going to be amazed by God's grace, and you guys will be able to trade well. So you took the low and started going high. This gives us dump, higher high, came back and gave us a buy low setup for a pump. This trade could be enough for the whole week. It's really big. And why will you hold this? Because of a template. Dump, higher high, dump again, and pump. Not to worry, we'll see that. So you see, we are now in a bullish momentum. All we are having is buyers are driving this move. So what we'll be thinking is, remember when we have 3 days of breakout traders, we're expecting to see something like a first red day and the low to be mitigated. It wasn't. That is when you should start rethinking and looking at what the market is doing. If this had stopped this way and price had come and mitigated the low and then come back, I know that I can continue with the trend. But now it stayed high, giving us, showing us that buyers are still in the market. But in this view, all this is noise. Don't trade it because you don't know yet. It might go down. We don't know. But when we see the first higher high, which London section gave us, and it gave us a box, trading in the box, New York open, and took the low first, is a dead giveaway. I again for what? The dump around 10 and the pump. Not to worry, just take it easy and master the bar by bar from 4-hour chart. Now I'll be explaining this real clearly here so that we can see. This is the first trading box, rather first bar of the 4-hour time frame. It gave us a what? A high and a low. You got it. So what happened? Price, let's make it clear. Price came to the high without taking it out. It didn't even trigger it. So there's not a trade. It came back and it closed inside. What happened? The next bar opened. It not only took this bar. Let me show you. It not only took this bar, but it also took this bar. That is, gave us a dump and then a pump. You see what happened? Same kind of setup from here. Price gave us what? Dump into our section. When price is dumping into your section, what do I say? Think pump. And that was what happened. Do not try to figure it out. Price dump. Did it set up right? Did it scream your name? I will show you how market is screaming names. You will see it after we are done with this 4-hour bar. So you see what happened? This traded as an inside bar, then this closed back outside. I'm not saying it's the best setup. I'm just trying to help us build the thesis. 4 hours. You could see this is the high and low of the first bar. The high wasn't really triggered. It traded. This is an inside bar. But the low was triggered, giving us dump and then pump, which got back to this very bar that was first broken out from. Same thing over and over and over again. Let me do this, then we'll go to the template. Because the template is where you can really start making informed decision. I want you to trade like a pro. I don't want you to be guessing. And by His grace, that is what we'll do today. Look at this bar, breakout bar on Monday. Look at this. It traded. Look at the low here. Let me show you again. Look at the low here of the bar. The high was triggered. It closed back inside. For a quick scalp, if you want that. It didn't give us lower low. Question is this. You guys should tell me. Was there, look at these 2 bar or these 3 bar, 1, 2, 3. Is there any lower low? What I mean by lower low, is there any time these 3 bars that you see a low triggered? Is there any side?
No.
Nope.
No, so there's no lower low. So we have our information still that buyers are still in the market. So what do we think? We go in the direction of the trend still. So price is still going, but this closed as an inside bar. Are you getting it? Now this broke low. It opened and started going down, which is dump. Don't take this dump. It's a trap. It's the first time. Remember, I told you, don't ever go into a trade until you are sure. If it's not a broken down market, why trade it? So what happened here is it came down, gave us a dump and a pump, took out the low. If you want to scalp, it's your choice. Excuse me. But remember, this is the eye of the bar. I want to show you something because this is where it gets a little bit tricky. Look at this. The bars are going high. This is the highest level at which we traded for the day. Once you're able to master this by God's grace, it won't be complex. So you see, that is the highest point at which market traded to. I know that. So see, these bars are trading inside this very bar. Did you get it? But the point I want you to deduce from this is price is going high. No time the low was triggered. Now at this point, the low was triggered, telling us that sellers are mostly coming into the market. But what do we want to do? What do I say? That once you have gotten an information that sellers are in the market, what do I say you do? Think about this selling high, just like what we did here. Even here, buy low, buy low. Did you see it? They tricked you to think market will start going down. But no, me and you, we know that is a trick. Then they started going high. And do you think they will not do the same thing again? See what they did. Opened, took out the high. This is your trade. Dump down where? Back to where the pump started from the day, even back to previous day's high. Did you get it? This is a template, repeatable. Like every blessed week, you see this setup. If not on gold, it should be on other instrument. We will see it and how to actually spot this once we start looking at the template. So if you go on and on and on, you find out that market makers will keep on doing the same thing over and again. Let me show you something before I go. Now see, this is still breakout. Buyers are still in the market. Day one breakout. Day one breakout. Breakout to where? Buyers are in the market. They're the one driving the move. Price started trading. Let's look at New York section. I know you could find some things here with drawing the high and low or something scalp, whichever way you want. But you've already gotten your thesis and your mindset that market is buying. So until market conforms to that information, there should not be a trade in that direction. So what happened? Look at, I told you, breakout. This market closed, this closing breakout. I want you to look at this because this is the way they can fool you with that information we shared here. Look at what happened here now. See what happened? Price had a going high. Maybe on lower time frame, give you lower low thereabout. You took this trade. Why did it run? Because we are still in a bullish trend. And look at this. When it's coming down, it gave us, it took out the low. But now what happened here? It triggered the high and closed back inside. This is higher high. Sure, sorry, we're going somewhere. This is higher high. Are you seeing it? So what we have now, let me show you what we have so that I can see clearly. Look at it. From the highest point here, from the highest point, we have one push, two pushes, higher high, taking out this. Higher high for the third push, trapping who? Sellers. And then market ran away. Let me make it clear again so that we can see. One push from this high without taking out the low. This is where the low is. Previous day's low. Yeah. So it went high. So all invariably we are having. Let me show you. Whenever you see a breakout point, draw the line just to see how price is going to trade when it gets back there. So what we have now is breakout, pull back, and continue in the direction of the breakout. Market will only do three things: breakout, fail, breakout, continue, or stays within a high and a low. But see what happened? Breakout. Do we all agree that this is a breakout? This going high. We agree that it's a breakout, right?
Yes.
Pull back. Look at this bars coming down. Trigger the high and closing breakout. Higher high. For what? A dump and a pump. That means this is a template. Dump, higher high. The high wasn't mitigated for the dump again and a pump. But what do we see? One, I'm just showing you the template so that you guys can really understand. Not to worry. Once we go to the lower time frame, you see clearly. Dump, higher high, dump again, and pump. One push, two pushes, three pushes. Anybody trying to sell, you're dead. To turn around and started going. We have breakout again. I'm not saying, remember, those are the best trades. I'm just trying to show us these so that we can understand before we go into the template. Breakout Monday, breakout Tuesday, breakout again on Wednesday. The same behavior. Why do we want to take this trade? It gave us an opportunity to what? Buy low in our timing window. Market broke out, pull back for the continuation. This is about 10 o'clock. For the continuation. Awesome. That is if you feel like you want to take the trade. What happened? Look at it again clearly, please. I don't want you guys to miss out. It came back down and started going. Then it got to this high. The same thing, breakout. Look at this bar, it's a breakout bar. Then what happened? Breakout, pull back, pull back and continue. Market makers will always gamble But I want to show you something. Once you understand the 4-hour box, you will be in less pain. No guesswork. You know what price is doing. If it doesn't show you its hand, why take the trade? Become smart. Take the trade. Take the trade. I'm going to be explaining this in clear terms when we get to lower time frame and we'll start talking about entry. Breakout bar. Look at this bar here. Breakout bar. What happened? Inside bar. When there is a breakout and price is going in one direction, we are thinking about selling, right? So let's find an opportunity to get a sell high opportunity. And afterwards, look at this, just went down. What I'm trying to show you now is for you guys to understand that the 4-hour box, the time frame, the 4-hour time frame, each bar matters a lot. If you don't know them, you start making some blunders to apply all this, even to entry. But before we do that, this is going to save you. Let me show you what will save you. Look at the higher time frame, which is daily time frame. Do your work. Before you come to your trading hour, look at what the 4-hour box is doing. Is it giving me higher high? What is the clue? 1 push, 2 push, 3 pushes. I'm already thinking buyers are coming in. Because what I'm looking for is this. I'm looking for moves. No, not moves, rather. I'm looking for the setup that will help me when I come into the market. I'm not thinking the price is coming back at me. Rather, I'm taking a trade that doesn't have a power to come back to me. Rather, it's confirming my thesis and is going in the direction at which the market is telling me wants to go. But I will say this, write this down. If there is no confirmation, there can never be a trade. Write that down and always look at it. If there is no confirmation, there can never be a trade. Where is the evidence? I want to buy. Where is the evidence? I want to sell. Where is the evidence? Ask yourself that question over and again. I want to sell. Where is the evidence? Market, tell me, where's the evidence? If it's not showing, scrap it. There are so many instruments you could look at for that day. So great then. So now price went high, breakout, pull back and continue. Are you getting? So we're done with the 4-hour time frame. So let me stop and ask any question. I don't want us to be lost. We're going to be talking about the templates now, but I'm just showing you what price is doing. As I'm reading it 4-hour bar by bar, I'm also thinking the template. So when we get to the template and we understand the template, we'll be able to go back to even daily chart, monthly chart, and we'll still see the same occurrence. Market. Is any question before I go straight into the template, because that is where most people are killing themselves and say exactly what is TC Box saying. Why is TC Box so wicked? Why is it not trying to make us see what he's really doing? TC Box is so complex because they don't understand the template. All I just you understand pullback, you understand continuation, you understand when market is in a range. But how do you now put the template and start taking trade based on the template? That is all we'll be looking now. But please, before we go to that, I want to ask regarding the 4-hour time frame, is there any question? Any question, anything you think you don't understand based on what we just did now, please tell me. I don't want us to be struggling. That is why we're having this class. So tell me any question. I'm logged out again. Sorry, I've been a minute.
Hey, John, I just want to say that's the best explanation I've ever seen.
Glory be to God. So great then. So any other person, any question? Any question? Any question? Now let's go straight into the template. Remember, I will say it again. If you don't know the template, you don't have a clue what the template is, you will be frustrated, no doubt about it. It is the idea of the template that I have mastered through Stacy Bog, that I'm able to really read price this way. What we'll be doing today when we're dealing with the templates is going to be different from anything I've ever done before. Because what we're going to be doing is this. Let me show you what we'll do. We'll be looking for the best templates, and we'll be looking for the best trades. But before we do that, let me wipe my screen and explain something to us, what I am looking for. Then once we get to the chart and we start working the templates, we'll know what I'm looking for. Assume there's no screen there. Look at what I'm looking for. You see how funny this is. You'll be amazed. You blame you start saying, why have I not been seeing this? Why have I not been doing this? I'm coming. I'm still drawing. You'll be amazed at this drawing. Just this and this. I need to do another. It's really something more. Is it? Nothing more. This is all I'm looking for. Can you guys see this? How funny is this? Isn't this funny? According to Steve Maron, he calls this A bottom or V top, whichever way. Guess what? Guess what? This is what I'm looking for. I'm looking at buying low. Are you getting it? If you see anything different from what I just showed you in this drawing, as we're going to the template, please call my attention. That means I'm lying to you. Nothing more. This is what we're looking for. Please, can you screenshot this before we move? Do it, please. You'll see this happening. This is my evidence. This is what I want. This is what I want to see. How funny is this? We'll see how funny it is. Let's go to 15 minutes. But before I do that, Max, any question?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
D, any question?
I'm good. I'm good for now.
Okay. My love, Yolanda, any question?
No, I'm good. Thanks.
I'm glad to see you all. LC, great job. You've been killing the market, but it's going to make it more easier by God's grace. Let's use the 1 hour chart to do the template. Any day, anytime is the same goddamn thing I'm looking for. I've said that, right? So if I don't see it, I'm not trading. We're going to be working through the month of January. From beginning of January, we'll start this way. We are looking at all the instrument, all of them. Hope you guys are ready, because this is going to be what you need. I can't start coming to draw things to you guys, but we're going to work this way so that you guys can see. You see why I'm going to build a process, and we will tell me if it's a good trade to take or not. If it's not a good trade, we scrap it based on template. So we are going to be working together now. Do we need a break to come back for this, or we should just go continue? I don't want this to be information overload. So
Keep going.
are you continue?
Keep going.
Can you
Okay, great.
can you record the weekly template separate so that the video does not too long for the newcomers?
Okay, beautiful. Let me
You can
stop.
the first one can be 4 hours box. Just label it 4 hours box, then you start new
Yeah.
one as a weekly.
Okay, I'm ending the recording now so that I can start the record again.